So, okay. All right. Well, I'm Malcolm Mersham with Music Exclusives, and it's a pleasure sitting here today. Get a chance to pick the brain of the man, the legend himself, Leo Rush. So, how you doing today, Leo?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling great. I'm excited for this project. I'm excited to talk to you, man. So thank you for having me on here.
Oh, yeah, it's an honor. Like I used to be a wrestling fan growing up, though. So when I heard about that, like I had a chance to get to interview somebody and pick the
Yeah.
man brain, I definitely wanted to know, like, what's the process like when it comes to like going and becoming a professional wrestler from like amateur wrestling?
Yeah, it was I think it kind of just landed in my lap, really. I I wasn't really looking or searching for a wrestling school just because I didn't think I had any more options. I tried to sign up for a wrestling school when I was maybe like 17. That was my junior year of high school. I ended up visiting a wrestling school, but about like a week later, a tragedy happened at the school and it ended up closing down. So I thought that was it for me. I thought my dreams were done and over with. But yeah, I was actually approached by somebody who introduced me to another school in Maryland, which is where I'm from, that was opening up a new training school. So yeah, I signed up. I signed up for the school for the orientation, and then I was, training for about 6, 7, 8 months. Uh, and from there, it was kind of just like being thrown to the wolves. It was like sink or swim. You had to be your own, independent contractor, get yourself booked on shows, talk to promoters and stuff like that. So I feel like you learn very quickly from a business sense. Not only are you learning how to be a wrestler, but you got to learn how to get yourself booked on shows too. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Definitely a learning experience for me.
So as far as when you said like you have to pretty much like sink or swim, though, it's just like you pretty much your own brand, a walking brand.
Yep, yep. And you got a field of people who are, just like you, young, hungry, and trying to make it. So you got a field of people that you gotta go up against and get yourself to the main show. So
So like what is like I guess the process like when it comes to like working out and just keeping yourself healthy? Nowadays like mental health is one of those things. So I know they're always on the road. So just being on the road, having a time schedule, just making sure you clocking your sleep, just taking care of yourself. Like what was that like? Especially being your age, you look quite young. So like,
yeah, yeah. I'm 30 now. When I first started wrestling, I was 18 and I had a son. So I was pretty like motivated around that time just to make something happen. So uh yeah, I was already coming from a pretty heavy athletic background, pretty strenuous athletic background, being an All-American amateur wrestler. So I was already used to the grind. I was used to the discipline, and I was used to just being hungry to, get to the next step. Um, yeah, and I feel like doing that, it also taught me how to, kind of look after my diet a little bit, make sure I'm not splurging too much in certain areas. The older that I got, my diet got better because I started learning a little bit more about food. I started traveling the world and seeing, experiencing different food in different cultures and different countries and stuff like that. So I think gradually over time, the eating part of it became, like second nature. It's just certain things that I just don't even eat anymore. But it's not like I'm not eating it because I'm thinking about it. Like I'm not even thinking about it anymore.
what's
So
some of them foods?
like I'm a pescatarian. So I don't eat like beef, I don't eat chicken, I don't eat pork. I'll eat fish every once in a while if I'm like really in need of like some protein. But if I'm not, eating fish, if there's no like fish options, then I'll like settle for like a different kind of like protein alternative, like cashews. Like I'm a big cashews fan, like raw organic cashews, fruits, water. I try to stay away from the sodas. Anything with like high fructose corn syrup, I try to stay away from just because it's bad for like muscle growth and your immunity system and all that stuff, all that's all that good stuff. But Yeah, and then I just been an athlete my entire life, so working out seems pretty natural to me too. You know, I that's the name of the game. Is just making sure your body's right because wrestling is such an unpredictable industry. You never know what's going to happen. You never know where you're going, so you just got to stay ready. So you don't got to get ready. You know what I mean. So
You know, that's the quote right there. So as far as like balancing when it comes to wrestling and then with your music aspirations, like when's the first time did you fall in love with hip hop and who were some of your early influences and inspiration?
yeah, I fell in love with hip hop at a really young age. I think it's because my parents gave me. I'll never forget. They gave me a Bow Wow cassette tape for Christmas.
Had that one too.
Yeah, man. That was I remember getting a Bow Wow cassette tape and I got a Michael Jackson cassette tape. And those were my first like hard pieces of music that I was like holding as a kid. So, I was listening to that nonstop. I think the next piece of like music that I got was a rock album. It was a CD by this band called Tokyo Hotel. So I was blasting that too. Um, yeah. So I was in music since a very young age, like hip hop music at a very young age. My parents were gospel singers, so I grew up watching my parents sing on boats, like Spirit of Washington, Spirit of Philadelphia, different cruise ships, stuff like that. Going to different like summer festivals and watching them perform at festivals. Um, and my dad owned a recording studio right in our basement. So I would always, see so many cars in our driveway because he had sessions. He had, people that's in the studio just right downstairs in my house. So I've just always been around music.
Like when it comes to like the music part of it, do you feel like you're more comfortable with the actual music or the actual lyrics? Like,
I'm more comfortable with the lyrics. I think I got a good ear for music, like my like beat selection for some of these projects or loops that I'm listening to. I think I got a good ear with that. I don't think I'll ever get into the space of actually producing. I actually got a younger sister who ended up being a producer. She can play every instrument in the book. Growing up, she was in bands growing up, so she's currently a music producer right now. But I'm more so like the lyrical recording artist. I got that side of the way, but um, yeah, I'm about the lyrics for sure.
oh yeah. So let me ask you this question: like, why you don't have your own theme music yet? You know,
Oh,
like
I do. I do.
you do have one.
Yeah, yeah, I come out to it right now. And this one doesn't have lyrics to it. I did it for a specific reason. I just wanted to get back to that old school feel of like wrestling music where some of those songs didn't have lyrics. It was just like a feeling. It was just like an overall feeling that you got listening to a certain beat or a certain loop. So I wanted to kind of go back and touch on like the old school like wrestling ways. But even before this music, this intro song that I come out to now, I've had multiple entrance songs that I've recorded myself that I'm on those tracks myself. So yeah, I got a couple out there
So
for
you
sure.
know, go have to press because you know some of the great like you got to think about Ron Killings had his own, R-Truth,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
John
yeah,
Cena.
yeah.
So we trying to keep that going.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple out there for sure. That's man, I'm kind of known as like the entrance theme song kind of person because I've had a few throughout the years, and everybody always fuck with them for different reasons, and they always want me to come out to it, but I'm always coming out to something different. But then they'll end up liking that one too. So it's just whatever I'm feeling in that season. I'll make a theme song for that season, for that time period, for that persona that I'm bringing off on screen, and we'll rock from there. So.
Yeah. So what's the feeling like? Like just coming out to your own music and then just like the fans, they going crazy. Like
Yeah,
if you
it's
could
cool.
explain that feeling, what would you say is like?
It's I mean, I can only imagine that it feels similar to, performing that song on a stage, whether you're at a festival or in a stadium, and you got people that that know the lyrics to your entrance song. And I feel like the best part about it is, even though you're coming out for a wrestling match, you can say the lyrics to your song while you coming down the entrance ramp. So it feels like it almost feels like my own hype song, like my own mantra that I'm listening to over and over and over again. That's put me in a mindset to get in the ring. So yeah, it's cool. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Definitely. And you dropping a new project tomorrow, so feel like a giant. Like tell us exactly like how you feel coming up with the actual project. Like what's the direction with it, and what do you want to leave as far as with your impact when it comes to like sports and entertainment?
Yeah, my biggest thing with this project is giving people the feeling of what it's like to be that wrestler that they're seeing on the TV screen. Um, yeah, projects in the past, I've tried to not separate the two, but the lyrical content of the songs didn't really reflect what I was doing on rest and within wrestling. It was reflecting on what I was going through and current or past personal experiences. But with this project, I'm talking about things that people are seeing firsthand, like right in front of them as a wrestler, and almost getting them inside scoop of how I think as a wrestler based off of what I've done in the wrestling industry. So that's kind of where I feel like a giant comes into play. Because I do feel like a giant. I feel like a giant in my industry. I feel like somebody who's paved the way for people that are trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. The impact that I want to leave on wrestling isn't just in ring. I also want to show people that you can take passions that you have outside of the ring and whatever makes you you and implement that into your wrestling work. Like for me, there's an audience within wrestling that likes music. So why not cater to that audience? I have the capabilities of making music, so I want to feed that audience too. So I want to eventually, I would hope that as time goes on in the wrestling space, wrestling industry, you're starting to see more and more wrestlers who make music a part of these rosters. And they don't always got to be recording artists. Maybe some of them can be producers. Maybe some of them can be. You might see a wrestler bring their camera to the building one day because they like taking pictures, and then you can build a whole team of people within the wrestling space that all have uh, you know a joy, a profession they can all benefit off of each other and make something cool within the wrestling space. So that's my goal. I just wanna keep inspiring people. I want to show that I'm not only a wrestler, but I'm an artist first and foremost. I'm an artist inside of the ring. I'm an artist outside of the ring. So yeah, just keep building off of that and keep growing that.
So looking ahead, and again, congratulations as far as with the release of the project tomorrow. Like, where do you feel like the next steps are when it comes to your career with both like the wrestling and the music? Like, where you see yourself projecting to in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I mean, I see myself truly, cementing my legacy in wrestling. I feel like I've done a lot of really cool things, and I feel like a lot of people know that I've done a lot within wrestling. But I'm still waiting on that one thing that solidifies me as okay. He's the best that we've seen do this. I feel like I'm in a lane of my own. And I feel like maybe a lot of people already see that, but I'm also thinking about the people who've never seen me wrestle before. Just because wrestling is growing so much and we are getting new fans and a new audience and new eyes on us, I want to not only, put that stamp on me and what I've done in the industry for the people that have been watching me for the last 10 years, but I want people that are just now tuning in to see me for the first time and be like, oh, yeah, this is a no brainer. Like, he's the best that we've seen. So, yeah, I'm continuously working towards that. Um, yeah, just continuing to build my legacy and I also want to, bring up people with me who have looked up to me for years. People who want to follow in my footsteps and grow, uh, continue to grow off of the opportunities that I've created for myself and for wrestling.
Yeah. So as far as like, they're saying, I think Ric Flair said it, what he say, in order to beat a man, you have to beat the man. Like, what do you feel like that takes when it comes to just getting to the top as far as in your profession in your industry? Like, what's
Yeah,
the advice do you have to give for that?
I think you just got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in. You got to truly believe in yourself and what you bring to the table. And I feel like that's me to a T. I think I feel like I've been different since day one. And I feel like I bring something very unique to wrestling that nobody else brings. And I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking with that mindset. I'm sticking with that mentality. And I wouldn't be here today if my thought process uh, didn't bring me to the dance. So I'm just staying true to that, believing in myself 120%, and yeah, seeing where it takes me.
What does success mean to you? The definition of success.
I think the definition of success is trying it. Um, People underestimate the power of just trying something. Uh, I think, you fail at anything that you don't try. Um, you know, I think success is just believing that you can do something. And if you can't, you can always do it again. So it's never truly a failure. It's just a learning experience. So I think success is simply just trying it.
You definitely successfully continue the great work. And like I said, congratulations as far as releasing the project tomorrow. I feel like a giant. Anything that you want to just talk about with that project, move forward for tomorrow. What can we expect?
Yeah. I think you can expect something exciting. You can expect something fresh, something new in the wrestling space that I feel like a lot of people didn't think was possible. Um, Yeah, this is new. This is truly new. I listen to music and I know the avenues that people have taken within the wrestling space to help project their music. And I feel like what I'm doing is different than what everybody else is doing. And I want to invite people to see that and to hear that. So if you like music, if you like wrestling, and you want to enjoy both, this is the project to listen to. Feel Like a Giant out on May 9th.
Appreciate you again for your time.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.